Good morning and welcome to the morning show with Angel and Tina. We're so excited to have you here. We have a very special edition and a fabulous group of guests in our virtual studio today. Tina, how are you doing?
Doing fantastic. I think we have a good group of people this week. We had the Connect Summit people yesterday. We have the Assets Are Sexy people in-house today in our virtual studio. And Angel Tussey. We have breaking news. Angel Tussey left the house last. Where's my mic? Angel Tussey has left the house. Ladies and gentlemen, Angel, tell us how it was last night out there and about.
Apparently there's fresh air and a sky and a sunset.
She's like, there's fresh air. Kind of, sort of, in Colorado, because Colorado's like on fire right now.
Well, that is true. There are a lot of fires, and it makes our sunsets. It turns the moon almost the color of your background, Carolyn. It looks like something out of a scene from like Star Wars, because it's this bright red moon. And of course you take a picture of it, and it doesn't do you any justice. But I did leave the house last night. We did the live premiere broadcast of the Path to Healing show, Elijah and Tracy Boone's brand new show. Actually, it's not a brand new show, but it's brand new distribution. They are now streaming on 3 networks: the Now Network, Preach the Word Network, and Zondra TV Network. And they had their premiere broadcast last night. So we did a live in-person event at a horse rescue ranch. We had horse demonstrations, and
it was pretty awesome. I watched a little bit of it until I was trying to go to sleep. But it looked amazing. Who watched it? Did you guys watch it? Put in the comments what you guys thought about it. And who's seen Angel's cute cowboy boots? Because I did not get a chance to check them out. And she's like, oh, look. And I'm like, I can't see them. Go down.
I didn't see them. I know. I was in jeans all night, and they buttoned up, by the way. I wasn't
all the way? You didn't even have to use a rubber band?
Rubber band?
Okay, so for you gentlemen out there, if you ever see any ladies with the rubber band on, you know why. Those are our little life hacks that women do.
When stretches out, gives you a little extra.
All the way.
Yeah, I buttoned my own jeans, and I wore cowboy boots. My husband and I both wore cowboy boots last night, but we got in the car. It was about, 10:30 last night. So we'd been wearing shoes for 8 hours, and both of us, our feet were killing us. But we'll talk about,
oh my God, what are we doing?
It had been a while. I mostly walk around barefoot, but it was super fun. It was, there was just a handful of us there on site, just doing the production and the broadcasting. And it was fun. It was fun to be, active and behind the scenes and moving around. And so it kind of reminded me of the good old days. So
way back in the day, when we were able to see one another with no mask on.
It was fun. And so their brand new show, it's the Path to Healing show. You can find them at elijahspath.com. They help anybody who's dealing with grief and recovery. Elijah lost his dad when he was 6 years old, of course, Tracy's husband. And so they used to focus mostly on widows and children, but now they have expanded it to even include people who've gone through divorce. So a lot of equine therapy with horses, and they're traveling around the country. And now their television show is being broadcast on like 7 continents, and it is pretty amazing. So the premiere was last night. You can find them at elijahspath.com. But here in the studio is a very special day. It's a crazy week this week, because Friday is our super event called Assets Are Sexy, Sharon Lecter's Wealth Mastery event, Assets Are Sexy. And we have the leadership team for Assets Are Sexy here in our virtual studio with us today. I'm going to lead off with Miss Carolyn, because you're up there on top with your Assets Are Sexy banner. Say hello.
Beautiful red banner.
Give a little background, Carolyn, about who you are and your role with Assets Are Sexy.
Well, thank you for having me here. I have been a follower of your show since, I think, day one. So it is truly an honor to be here. And I also appreciate you highlighting our Assets Are Sexy. We're so excited about our event. I live in Phoenix. So you were mentioning the fires. We've got a few going on here too, along with all of the extra heat. So, we're just caring about everybody that's going through great difficulty. So I am a leadership coach. My business is Inspired Leaders Now. And so I want everyone to grow their leadership skills and really make a difference. Now that's critical when you're building your assets. And I know today we're going to talk a lot about your assets and how important they are and how they can be active and passive. And that's one of the things Assets Are Sexy is all about, is how do we make a difference for people? How do we make a difference for ourselves? And so that's a key part of my life. So I'm really excited to be a part of Assets Are Sexy. This will be our second event. Our first one was just spectacular. You know, when you do that first one, remember when Tina and Angel, when you did your first show, right? It's like, where's this going to go? What's going to happen? We were overwhelmed with amazing people. Our speakers were awesome. And so now the second one, I'm happy to say I am just as excited about. We have amazing speakers. I know we're going to tell you about them today, but the concept of coming together as a community to support each other in growing our assets and in really changing our lives, making a difference, becoming financially free is so exciting to me. So thank you for letting me be here today. And I'm anxious for us to share all the great things we have going on.
Well, we
we're
are excited to have
Carolyn.
you on, and thank you for being a loyal follower from day one.
Well, let's talk to Miss Angela Totman. She actually works at in Arizona side by side with Sharon. So we're super excited to have you here. I have a new phrase, and so this will give you a little background into how Angela works. And my new phrase is, "What would Angela approve?" Because she keeps everything on track.
WWAA.
WWAA. What would Angela?
I mean, does that stand for where?
Oh, I didn't think of that. No, you are not a whiner. You are not a whiner. Angela, it's so good to have you here with us today.
Thank you so much, Angel and Tina. I'm so excited to be here as well. I'm just thrilled to be able to share this opportunity. And I know you guys just reached an incredible milestone. So congratulations. I know that the accolades have been rolling in, but 100 shows, that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, this is the 103rd episode of the Angel and Tina Morning Show. Who knew?
Yeah, when we started, and we've said this time and time again, we didn't anticipate that it would last more than just a few weeks, right? The social distancing was supposed to be temporary. So I thought the show was going to be temporary. And
here we are moving into month 5.
Oh my goodness.
Well, I mean, you did leave the house yesterday, Angel, so we're making progress in the right direction.
Oh, I wonder when her next thing is going to be. Like next month, she'll go out again.
Well, and it's so funny because, it just depends on what you listen to, right? It's that Corona coaster. Everything's fine. Everything's terrible. Everything's fine. Everything's terrible. And so there's those days where you're like, I'm going back to normal. I'm going to go back out. And then you see something.
And then you go out there and you're like, I want to go back.
Like, okay, I'm just going to crawl back into my little cocoon, my mole chair right here.
Right.
Well, I think that's why the theme of our event Friday is so important, the idea of showing up strong. So Assets Are Sexy this Friday is all about showing up strong. And you guys are showing up strong, whether it's on your show or going out last night, Angel. There's so many different ways we can do it. And that's such a great message for us to be sharing right now, and just so fitting for what everybody's going through.
I love that. I love that you are bringing people together and showing them that they can be strong throughout it all, no matter what kind of things that they're going through, their business, family life, whatever it is, they can show up strong.
Absolutely.
Well, and Miss Dawn Moore, Dawn's coming to us from the East Coast today. So
Dawn, how many times have you been on the Angel and Tina Morning Show?
What can I say? I'm fangirling, and you guys keep inviting me back, so I keep accepting.
I think this is like her maybe 6th or 7th time on. She has been a loyal speaker on the Connect Summit, and now on the Assets Are Sexy. She is everywhere.
Yeah, you definitely want Dawn on your team, right? If you hook arms with Dawn, she's one of the most connected and most committed team member. I mean,
she's been on the Angel and Tina Morning Show twice this week.
Just this week. Yeah.
Yesterday.
Well, it was so funny, Dawn, because I saw you log in yesterday and I thought, oh shoot, did I tell the Assets Are Sexy team the wrong
Wrong
day. And then I saw somebody else pop on. I'm like, oh, no, today's the Connect Summit speaker day. And so
She's
So we're
both.
connected
She's
in
both.
so many different areas that whatever's on the agenda that day is what we'll speak about.
we have created this great community. There are so many different stages and platforms that we see each other on. Even last night, I'm there with Tracy and we're doing her production. Of course, she's on the Zandra TV network, which that's the same network that we are on. So a lot of similar faces there. A lot of the folks that are on her board are Media Mastery. They're part of Media Mastery. So there's a lot of this interweaving stuff. But even though we already were working together in one thing, that just the ideas of what else can we do and how else can we serve and lift everybody up. And that's how we ended up on the leadership team together, I think, here with Assets Are Sexy. So I'll give you a chance to introduce yourself. We're just fangirling over Dawn.
I know, we're all fangirling.
I know it's kind of fun because I feel like you guys all know me so well, but for the benefit of those who are watching, my name is Dawn Moore, and I am a business coach who specializes in language and communication. That's really my passion. And I believe that your language is a huge asset to you, not only in your business, but also in your life. I'm kind of famous for using the expression, what's more important, what was said or how it was interpreted. And my geniuses know that it's really both, that our language and our communication is not only our responsibility to speak, but also to listen in such a way that people are understanding our message and interpreting what we're saying the way that we've intended it. Otherwise, we end up with a lot of conflict. We could lose clients and not know why. Our profitability in our business could tank. And as I've been on the Connect Summit, I've spoken about the 7 verbal villains and the #1 conversation killer. I've spoken about the sales conversation and how important it is to have the right language. On another summit, I spoke about listening skills and communicating and understanding the human who's in front of you, because what's more important, what was said or how it was interpreted? Who's the first person who hears what you speak? People are only ever always listening for will it work and will it work for me? So when it comes to Assets Are Sexy, your language is a real asset, and showing up strong for me, especially as we're doing a lot of Zoom meetings and we're changing the way that we do business, it becomes really important to pay attention to the words that you're using. Words have a lot of power. They can either tear someone down or they can build someone up. They can either build your business or they can cause you to lose clients. And right now, especially, we don't have that in-person interaction where we can read the body language and feel the energy in the room. We're reliant a lot more on our on-screen image. So we have on Friday, Linda Clemens will be joining us. And Linda Clemens is a body language expert. I've had the privilege of seeing her in person at a private meeting in Orlando just a couple years ago. And it's astounding what she can tell you that your body language is saying. And you might not be intending it to say what it's saying.
I've known her for a very long time, almost 12 years. And a couple years ago, she came to me, she took my hand and she told me something. And I was like, what? She was like, yeah, I can see it all over you. And I went, and I was like, how did she know that?
It was when Tina was going through her divorce, right?
Yeah.
And it was, about her holding on to stuff. And she's like, she took her hand and could tell her exactly, but she didn't say it in a way that was like, you're holding on to this. She's like lifting you out of that and empowering you.
And I was like, what? And she told me again, and I was like, and I had a friend with me, and she's like, do you know her? And I was like, yeah. She's like, really good? And I'm like, no.
Oh, your best friend.
She emceed an event that I was speaking on. So, I knew her, and we, knew each other. We follow each other on Facebook and stuff like that. But she's an amazing speaker. She's
an amazing human. I had the privilege of, I just called her randomly the other day And I said, look, I want to highlight you in an article on LinkedIn. She's like, great, let's do it. And she sent me some information. She chatted on the phone. We went down memory lane about who we know. So she's just such a real person. You can really connect with her. And I think that's one reason she's going to be a real asset. She's going to show us how to show up strong in our body language. And I, for one, can't wait. I'm telling everybody, look, you got to come here, Linda, speak, because first of all, it's free. Our event is complimentary. I know a lot of people are charging now. We're not. This is all about community building, showing up strong, just grabbing women who want to take their businesses to the next level. They're passionate about what they do, but here's just an area, like you just said, Tina, who knew? Who knew? Who knew what your body language is saying? Who knows that when
and I was like, what am I doing? What am I saying? I'm not showing nothing. What am I doing? I was just, and I kept going through my head. What did I do? Like my body language, what was I portraying? And she just immediately knew. It was kind of freaky, but she is pretty powerful.
The best thing I think about all of that is that even though we have so many speakers that they have different areas of expertise, everything is interweaved. So the way you communicate, that's part of your leadership. If you look at even the team members here, Angel being a media expert, and Carolyn with your expertise in masterminding and leadership. I'm an accountability and systems coach. Dawn, a communication specialist. Well, the reality is that what Linda's going to talk about affects all of us. So Angel, you were talking a little bit about even the community and the people who know each other is interweaved. I think that that's the way these ideas and topics about showing up strong is as well, is when you communicate well, you show up strong. When you're a strong leader, it allows you to show up strong in your community as well as for yourself. And so one of them will impact the other. And they're all a part of accountability, which is my favorite part.
You know, that all is just woven together, all woven together.
Well, people are asking, how do we get tickets already?
oh, shoot.
AssetsAreSexy.com. It's so easy.
That's right.
AssetsAreSexy.com. Okay, we're going to make sure we put those in the comments. But I know we were going to put them in there later, but people are like, I want in.
I love it. I'll set that up too. So, Heather Schooler just texted me. She said, I heard my wedding made your show.
And Sharon was watching on Facebook, guys. Sharon just commented on my watch party saying hello from the airport. She's about to board a plane, but she's watching.
Hey, Sharon.
Hey,
Hi,
Sharon.
Well, Angela, so we are all, what brought us together was Sharon Lechter. Her brand, her mission, her vision. She is
Please jump on from the airport.
A woman in leadership that we all know. There's statistics out there that say that less than 2% of women in business ever hit that $1 million mark. And there's this gap of women that are successful, but I think there's a lot of resources for building your business up and getting it to that first 6-figure level and the startups. And there's resources once you've hit a certain level in business, but there's this gap that is missing in providing for women in business and successful women in business. And that's the space that Sharon Lechter excels in. Can you just tell our audience a little bit, if they're not familiar with the multiple books that Sharon has written and her legacy and her impact in the world, just a little bit of background about the Sharon Lechter legacy?
Absolutely. I love talking about this. I've worked with Sharon for almost 20 years and I continue to learn from her every day. She's an incredible mentor, an amazing business person. And you shared a little bit. Sharon has a heart for entrepreneurs in general, especially she likes to, and she has a heart for supporting women entrepreneurs. So not exclusively women entrepreneurs, but there is as a woman herself, there is a special place for her. Plus, when she released Think and Grow Rich for Women, part of the messaging there wasn't that the steps to success are different for men and women. It's just that women approach them differently. And so she wanted to be able to, as you talked about, Angel, address that gap and help fill that gap. And that's really part of how Assets Are Sexy came together, is being able to address filling that gap. And you're right, no matter which statistic you look at, whether it's, less than 2% or 4%, depending on where you're looking, it's not enough. And that's what we are on a mission to do, is to support more women hitting and exceeding that $1 million mark and then going exponentially beyond. But Sharon has been an entrepreneur since her early 20s. So there's nobody better as a woman entrepreneur herself, to be able to lead this cause. She started the talking book industry, she describes them as those books with the sound strips down the side. I remember those, reading them to my cousins, so probably a lot of people on the line and watching know what those books are. So she started that industry with The Inventor. And then after moving to Arizona, co-founded the Rich Dad organization and led that company for over 10 years. She and her husband architected the structure that created that into an international powerhouse brand. So again, she knows and understands how to scale, not just create a successful business, but create a scalable business. And then now working with the Napoleon Hill Foundation. She's been an advisor to 2 presidents of the United States on the topic of financial literacy. So if we are in a movement for financial empowerment, who better to lead it than Sharon Lechter? So obviously you can tell now I'm fangirling. I have a lot of love for her.
After 20 years and she's still fangirling.
I know, how can you not, right?
I love that. And it is true. I think women, even they network differently. We always were like, come on, let's go here. Let's go meet this person. And we end up bringing each other up. We go up together. We want to all lift each other up. And that's why I gotta love being a woman. I mean, for one, you can wear cute shoes, but for two, because we always bring one another together and up. And we don't, we're not trying to push anybody down. We're always lifting each other up. So I love that about
collaboration. Absolutely.
Exactly.
And that's one of the things that's so important about thinking about showing up strong. We got to show up strong for ourselves, but what women do is show up strong for everybody else too. So when we're thinking about that concept, what does it take to show up strong for ourselves first and for everyone else after? That's one of the reasons why I can't wait for Friday, because our speakers are so amazing. Colette Smith is just an incredible woman. I can't wait for all of you to hear her story, hear what she's been through. The things that she's going to share with us are absolutely amazing. And there are those moments, again, as women, there are those moments when it's like, I don't know if I can show up strong today. Too much has happened. Too much is on my shoulders.
You call somebody and say, hey, I need a little pick me up.
Yeah.
And we always are there. We're always there. Hey, what are you doing? Let's go here. Let's get a glass of wine. Let's talk about this. Let's get you out of this funk.
Yeah.
I
And
met
that's one of the amazing
Colette
things about the community is that we are there for each other. The Assets Are Sexy community, we're there for each other, not just to help everyone learn and meet new people that are amazing role models, but to be there for each other. We've got the Facebook group, we have the events. And so we want you all to join us. And so number one is get out there to assetsaresexy.com and sign up for Friday's events. So you get to meet our speakers, you get to know more of us, you get to be part of the community. And that's the whole purpose of our Show Up Strong Today event on Friday, is to get to know each other and support each other.
And I love the fact, Carolyn, that you talked about show up strong for yourself first, and then you could show up strong for others. And so I think that as women, that is one of, and again, not exclusive to women, but we tend to struggle a little bit with, putting ourselves first sometimes. Yeah. And so making the investment of time in yourself, whether it's an afternoon or something that you're doing to grow your business or something that you're learning to empower yourself financially. And so this is really not just a movement about financial education. It's about how we can all be in fulfillment of what our true purpose is and fully giving of ourselves in all areas of our life without sacrificing who we are, because that's how we show up strong.
And if you want to hear someone who sacrificed and shows up strong, touching back on Colette Smith, she is a super dynamic speaker. I saw her when she was in New York. I was being interviewed on Dave Meltzer's podcast, and he invited me to an entree event the night before to hear him speak. And Colette was speaking. And ladies, let me tell you, Colette owned that stage. The next day, no one was talking about anybody else but Colette Smith. She took that microphone, she spoke to the hearts of that audience, and she shared her message unapologetically. You want to talk about showing up strong. This woman has the goods, and she delivers it in such a way that you are simply going to be riveted. it's one of those times where you might want to put on Depends, because if she starts talking and you got to use the bathroom, you're not going to
Not
want to
going.
leave.
You'll forget. I don't even think you're going to remember. You'll forget you had to go. So
Yeah.
She's amazing.
We
Yeah,
have,
Sharon.
I mean, these powerful women, when you think about who came and spoke on the first Assets Are Sexy event, this is one of the assets that Sharon Lechter brings to the table. Her Rolodex, the high level business owners that she has access to. These aren't the speakers that you typically see on a lot of stages that are on that speaking circuit, because they're out there running multi-million-dollar, billion-dollar brands. And she has invited them with a phone call, right? With an invitation from Sharon to say, would you come and pour into our community? And they, like, without a doubt, instantly, immediately, of all, they're absolutely, yes, we're in. And so these aren't speakers you would typically hear. And the fact that we're opening it up for free, because we are here to build this community and to create this asset for women to build their business. It is a unique opportunity, and for many people, maybe even a once in a lifetime opportunity. And so you can go to assetsaresexy.com and register for free. And that's because, one of the reasons why we can do it for free is because of our incredible sponsors. So
Absolutely.
while a lot of folks are charging for their events, because of Sharon's brilliance, the event is actually sponsored, and we have several different sponsors. I'll see if I can pull up some of our sponsors for the event so we can mention them. But that, because of their generosity, allows us to give this back to the community. So I'm gonna see if I can pull those up. Unless do either of you have?
Well, while we're talking about sponsors, I want to make sure that we give a huge shout out to Victory Boyd as well, because this is her encore performance at Assets Are Sexy. So Victory Boyd is an incredible artist. She was discovered in Central Park by Jay-Z. She came and she performed at the first Assets Are Sexy event. Not only does she have an amazing story, but she has a really great message. And so she's going to be performing, but also sharing a bit of that message. And so this is how we show up strong for those who are up and coming. And she's already hit it big, so she's not up and coming. But again, highlighting those.
Yeah, getting picked up by Jay-Z is not a up and coming type of person.
That's right. But again, she said yes because she loves the message and she loved participating in the first one.
Oh, and talk about an amazing person. Wow. A set of lungs on that girl.
Oh, yeah.
Woo! She's had glory bumps up one arm and down the other whenever she sings. And she's got a debut album coming out. Wow.
Yeah.
And she's not just super talented, but she walks the show up strong message. She walks the talk.
She does. And I know that you all can hear how enthusiastic we are about the speakers. But if you want to hear a little bit more, on Sharon Lechter's Facebook page, she has interviewed each of these women. And it's just absolutely awesome to hear their story. We're going to hear a lot more on Friday. But if you want a little extra, go out there and listen to the pre-event interviews. She talked with all three of them, and it's on Sharon's Facebook page.
Who are some of the speakers on the Assets Are Sexy?
Well, so it's Linda Clemens. It is Victory Boyd is the singer, and
Colette Smith.
Colette Smith. Like, so
and Sharon Lechter. Sharon is going to speak this time.
Yeah, and we have a treat for you too, because we have quite a few amazing people in the lineup that are going to just give you some quick tips on showing up strong, what it means to them and what it can mean to you. So I think we have about 12 or 13 people. I think I'm right. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we've got like 12 or 13 other people who are just going to come in and give you some little tidbits, but they're powerful ones. So in addition to our special speakers, you're going to hear from a lot of different people about how they show up strong and how you can show up strong.
And
Sharon has invited each of us to speak also. So
yes,
we're all very honored and privileged and appreciative. So
And those featured experts that Carolyn was just talking about, they range in their expertise as well, from Carrie Conley being a vision expert to Deanne Chase being an expert in showing up strong for your business legal setup. We have also Heather Dye, who is from Wigs for Every Woman, as well as Heather Dye Coaching. She's going to talk about showing up strong as well in a different capacity. Kristen Kingsbury, who's a real estate investor and expert. So there's a lot of different perspectives that we're going to hear from, and such incredible examples of showing up strong from people in the various aspects of their life, because again, all of those aspects are important. They make a complete us when we put them all together.
You know,
Some of
last
those
night,
people are award-winning Angel and Tina Morning Show winners. I
Many
noticed
of them,
those
yeah.
names.
many of them have been a guest here on the morning show. And last night, if you did see the production of that we did on site for the Tracy Boone show, behind the scenes was Melanie McSally running all the technical side of it. And Melanie McSally is part of our Assets Are Sexy. She's one of our highlight Show Up Strong stories, as well as Michelle Faust from Lemonade Legend Magazine and Lemonade Legend Publishing. And even our own executive producer, Zandra Evans, is going to be featured as well. So, I mean, it's
Shadow Gray, I know she's an award recipient from your show.
Yes, right. In fact, how beautiful is this? Shadow Gray, this was our People's Choice Award for the 100th episode, where people got to nominate their favorite previous guest for their People's Choice Award. It could have been anything from best hair, best smile, best backdrop. Shadow won the Show Up Strong Award.
Oh, look at that.
So she was, I think that was the day, or right around the same day, that she decided to come on board with the Show Up Strong group as well. So to be a part of our event on Friday. And it was just, I don't know, beautiful, right? Serendipity at its finest. So it is Friday. AssetsAreSexy.com is the website. It's from noon. It starts at noon p.m. Pacific time or Mountain Standard Time, as we are all having a brand new lesson in time zones. Miss Carolyn.
That's Arizona time, yes.
Arizona
she
time.
texted me last night.
There's all these time zone, and then there's Arizona.
That's right.
Arizona. You guys
And
are
I did
special.
want to mention our other sponsor who takes a project management approach to life as well as business and health, and that's Kim Manella. She is in the STEM space, a highly successful woman-owned business who has working currently with a more than $10 million contract in her business, Durrani Solutions. And she is showing up strong. And she also is talking about showing up strong, take care of yourself first so that you can take care of others, not only in your life, but in your business, as well as in your health. As we all know, this has changed our dynamics as far as what our normal is. And people are falling into two categories. They're not focusing on their health, or they are focusing on their health. And Kim's going to tell a pretty compelling story about why focusing on your health is super important, especially during these changing times, and how to take a project management approach to health and fitness.
And that, I mean, I think that's just such a testament to the dynamic lineup of speakers and featured experts that we have, from project management to legal to media to communication. We also have Lisa Williams, that she is a wealth mentor. We also have, in addition, Dr. Christy Morgan, who's a very successful entrepreneur. She owns multiple practices here in Arizona, but she also runs a nonprofit organization, and she has such a heart for servant leadership. And so she's out there talking about servant leadership and showing up strong from the perspective of servant leadership. So again, just such a broad range of messages and perspectives that everybody is going to learn something that they can walk away from and maybe have an aha moment that they can do right away.
Well, we are super excited, and we want to talk more about the Assets Are Sexy. If anybody has any comments, I know Tina is kind of monitoring the Facebook feed, but I want to take a minute and talk about the sponsors here of the Angel and Tina Morning Show. Like Tina said, we are at over 100 episodes. I think this is number 103. Which is pretty amazing for a show that we thought was going to be temporary. But what makes it so special is our fabulous guests, our guests who come on and share life with you, laughter, love, hope, inspiration. And we're so excited to be able to even offer this platform for, a special edition. Today's special edition is our Assets Are Sexy, as we bring on the Assets Are Sexy leadership team. But we've been even here for those who want to kickstart their bestseller campaigns, who have a birthday to celebrate, something that they're putting together. This is just a great and bright start to their day and a bright start to their morning. So we've had a lot of fun with some of our special editions of the Angel and Tina Morning Show. But our sponsors are, of course, the Zandra TV Network. She is the premier award-winning network where we are being globally and digitally distributed on multiple networks. Roku alone has over 12.5 million subscribers, and you can find the Zandra TV Network on Roku and Chromecast and Apple TV, like multiple streaming channels. And so if you've got a story, if you've got a podcast and you want to take it up another level, you want to create distribution, get or connect with Zandra TV Network. You can find her by going to the website beonztv.com. That's beonztv.com, beonztv.com. And then if you just feel like you're just a little overwhelmed, a little too busy, not getting everything done, well, our dirty little secret is you don't have to do it yourself. You can hire a virtual assistant. Sonic VA has virtual assistant services both here in the United States and in the Philippines. So you can focus on what you do best and hire out for all the rest. Go to sonicva.com, SONICVA.com, and hire your virtual assistant, or 2 or 3 or 13 or whatever it takes. You're going to fall in love with delegation, I promise you. And when you mention the Angel and Tina Morning Show, you get 10% discount off your first 40 hours of VA service. Imagine 40 hours of somebody else. You wake up in the morning and your to-do list is already done. Daniel was on here yesterday and he says while he was sitting here, somebody was putting together his PowerPoint. Somebody was making a video. Somebody was posting on social media. Like, he had all this activity, but he could be truly present in creating exposure, connecting with clients, and building his brand. And then, of course, Bliss by the Lake Boutique is our clothing sponsor. Follow them on social media and make sure you tell them you heard about them on the Angel and Tina Morning Show. And then today, absolutely go to assetsaresexy.com and register to join us on a Friday for this super powerful event. This is our sophomore event, only our second one, but you already see the momentum. You already see the impact that it is making, and being able to be this closely with somebody such as Sharon Lechter. Just to give a little background, Dawn and I, we were in Toronto, Canada, attending an event, and there was an opportunity to work very closely with somebody in leadership, but every option on the table was a gentleman, right? It was a guy. And Donna and I said, well, if we were going to do something like that, we'd really like to do it with a woman in leadership, a woman mentor. Who would that be? And Donna and I turned at each other and instantly, simultaneously, it was like Jinx moment, right? You owe me a Coke, because we both said Sharon Lechter. And the fact that she has written Think and Grow Rich for Women, part of the, helped started the Rich Dad Foundation, and that momentum. When you look at all the top speakers, there's very few women on those stages, but Sharon is leading the way for all of them. And when we approached her with this opportunity, she said, absolutely.
Well, I love the story of how you approached her on this.
Well, we
did
the little video we shot.
That's right. It was a video.
Speaking of taking a risk, you did just that. You showed up strong, for sure.
Well, when you absolutely believe that not only is it a good idea, but it's going to serve a lot of people that you are passionate about serving, there's really no risk. What's the worst thing that could have happened? Sharon would have said no. Oh my gosh, she said no. But she didn't. She said yes.
Well, and Angela said yes too, because remember, it's what would Angela approve? So
you had to get
I can't remember. Did you send the video to Sharon?
Get a mug in the mail that says WWAA.
Say that again, Angela.
Oh, I was just saying, I was trying to remember did you send I know that I saw the video, I think maybe even before Sharon. So I think did you send it directly to me first?
Yes, you
Okay,
had to
we did.
approve it before it went on to Sharon.
And thank you for doing that.
If you guys ever want to get to Sharon, get to Angela first.
But you know what? It's also a meeting of the minds because Angel, Carolyn, and I were also on the Marketers Cruise. And Carolyn's story, I really should let you tell it, Carolyn, about joining Brenda and I for dinner and how then Assets Are Sexy came about from that perspective. So go ahead, girl.
That was a great evening. It was completely supposed to be. I'm just going to leave it at that. I was wandering around the dining room, wondering where do I want to sit tonight? Because in the Marketers Cruise, there are 450 of us there. We are all there for each other, and you want to meet everyone. And every evening you can sit with someone different. And there was just something pulling me to this one table. And I actually walked past it, and then I turned around and came back and sat down and introduced myself to Dawn and Brenda. And it was a magical night as far as I'm concerned, because we came up with great ideas. We just, we're in love with Sharon. I've known her for a very long time, and I am still in love with Sharon and always will be. And Dawn and I had a conversation about working with Sharon. What could we do? How could we make a difference in all that Sharon is doing, and just help all of the people that, you know, getting the things that we need and that we know that other people need. And so that's how Dawn and I got started talking about it. Then Dawn and Angel got together, and that spark was there again. And so the three of us are here now joining Angela and Sharon, and it's made a difference in our lives. I think we each have a story around that, how amazing it is to spend time with Sharon side by side, but as our mentor too, as someone who inspires us, as she does with everyone. She wants you to, well, play big, of course, you know that, but she wants you, each of us, to be everything that we can be, and even more than we think we can be. So to spend time with her, to hear her thoughts, to get her guidance, and to be inspired by her is, for me, the greatest thing that has come out of this. But there's so many more. The people that I've met, even on this call, the ones that I've met are just making a difference in my life all the time. I want that for you. I want you to be part of our community. Get out there, sign up at assetsaresexy.com, join us in the Facebook group, interact with us, because we are looking for you, and I think you are looking for us. So be a part of our community.
Well, I
And
think
it's a
that the thing that
community of
really is-
many ages, right, Angela? How many generations are represented?
Well, just in the leadership team, there's 5 of us, and when we started, we were in 5 different decades.
Yeah.
Yep.
We've aged and moved into different boxes.
Yes, actually,
have.
three of us have moved into a different box. We won't go there.
We leveled up.
You take this box, I'll take the next box.
Yeah. But I think the really important thing, though, to remember is that it started with a foundational concept that is in alignment with Sharon's passions and with serving other people. And so when you look at the success of the first event and how many people registered for that event and then showed up and stayed all day or popped in and out as they were able to, and then the feedback that we got afterwards, it was because we were truly creating a platform for people to share messages that would not just inspire people, but allow them to go and implement something new in their life, make a new connection, just the connections that were made on the first event. I mean, the quality of people that were there, and then the way that they interacted and followed up with each other afterwards. I mean, that's a true testament to, again, showing up strong and building a community and supporting and lifting each other up. And so, you know, I'm excited to see what comes from that on Friday as well for this event.
One of my clients sent me a note after our first event, and she said, I didn't know anything about this event. I just went because you told me it would be a great event and I should go. And of course, I was going to go and stay for an hour. She said, I never left. I spent time in between things sending notes to people about everything I'm canceling today. I didn't do anything else. I stayed the entire day. And I want you to know I'm already signed up for Friday. I think that's one of the wonderful things that came out of this was people really didn't have any idea what it was going to be like. And when they got on, they did not want to get off. And that includes all the way to the end where Rita Davenport shared some of the funniest lines I have ever heard. And people were so grateful they had not left early because she was amazing. So throughout the first one and throughout this one, we just have amazing people to bring to you. You're going to love it. So please join us.
Well, look, it's like I'm like we're all like talking all over each other, and then we're like, okay, we're gonna be polite, and
that's just passion at work. That's what that is.
It is.
You know, and it's really interesting because yesterday on your show, Angel, you had the founder of the She Network, and the message that she was sharing yesterday, you know, is really powerful. And on the first Assets Are Sexy event that we did May 15th was Janine Finney. And immediately I knew those two needed to connect because their mission is very similar. And in the chat, I was like, do I have your permission to connect you with this person? Then I was emailing Janine, I really want to connect you with this person. Do I have your permission? And they both said yes. So it's also a matter of how women in business do business through connecting each other with other people they need to meet. It's not about us. I mean, it is, but it isn't. It's who does this person really need to connect with that's going to elevate their business and help them get to where they want to go. And I think that's one of the most beneficial aspects of Assets Are Sexy and the caliber of women and the men who champion us that are a part of this. It's they want to see all ships rise. And in order to do that, people are opening up their connections. They are having these important conversations with other people and connecting them. And, you know, what's that worth? You know, what's the value on that? It's priceless. And to be a part of it.
Oh, sorry, Dawn.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I love the fact that you brought in the men. You know, this is an event that was created by women and for women, but it's not at the exclusion of men. We had incredible spotlight videos that were submitted by some incredible men who are just really out there championing for women's empowerment at the first event. And so again, as we think about our networks and we think about how we can connect, it isn't at the exclusion of men. And that's part of what I love about Sharon's messaging too in Think and Grow Rich for Women and how she does business in general. It's about when men and women come together. And so this is just one more avenue that we can elevate women and lift women, but in cooperation and partnership with the men who are just as passionate about the message.
That's such a good point, because if we don't bring men into the conversation, things will never change the way they could when we do it together. And that's part of the power of association. And Dawn, I love your point about all of the different people that have come together and that have been introduced to each other. And, you know, just speaking personally, the inspiration that I feel when I hear what our guests are doing, when they tell us about their businesses, women I don't know that I would have ever met, and I certainly would not have heard their story. So when I think about one of the things that's the most important, it's the inspiration that I feel and that you'll feel when you hear these powerful, amazing women. I'm talking about all of our guest speakers, all of our, you know, our spotlight speakers. I would never have met them. And I follow them now. I learn more about their stories. And when I have a moment that I'm not positive I'm going to show up strong, I could just think of one of them, what they've been through, what they've done, what they've accomplished, and feel the inspiration that I need to make sure I show up strong.
And that's a great plug for the ATM. So Angela, do you want to share what Sharon has put together for the community and how she's giving them a daily dose of positivity?
Yeah, I love this. Is one of our newest programs that we put together, and Sharon and I have been talking about this for a while, and then, you know, everything just came together really nicely for it. So we call it Sharon's Daily Deposit from her ATM. And so it's daily messages from Sharon on abundance, tips, and mentoring. And they're just quick, short little audio files that you receive every single day from Sharon to really help you build that wealth and abundance mindset, because that is part of how you show up strong, is managing your mindset and understanding what you're putting in your mind. And we all know, everybody who's watching this has heard of probably the idea of auto suggestion, or, you know, feeding yourself positive messages. And so we wanted to create a tool and make it available for the Assets Are Sexy community to do just that. And so you literally get Sharon whispering in your ear every single day to help you build your wealth and abundance mindset. And it's a really fun and great program. She records them right here in our office, and then we load them up to publish and send them out. And again, it's every single day, even on the weekends, because our mindset doesn't take breaks on the weekends, right? A lot of people who are building businesses or finding new ways to show up strong, they're plugging away on the weekends too. So 365 days a year, you get Sharon whispering in your ear. And you can learn more at atm.assetsaresexy.com. It's a really fun program. And Sharon reminds us every day how fabulous we are too.
Yes, I am fabulous, because Sharon tells me every morning, so I know I am fabulous.
And our mindset is one of our greatest assets, and assets really are sexy. So when we talk about the men who champion us, I know we've gotten a little bit of pushback about the name, Assets Are Sexy. And I love hearing Sharon when she goes live and she says, I said, assets are sexy. And the older you get, the more you realize the sexier assets become. So it's really true. Assets are what we're talking about, whether it's your mindset, whether it's your bank account, whether it's your real estate portfolio, whether it's your 401k plan, your IRA, your stock market portfolio, whatever assets you have. Angel has more to add.
Right? I'm like, yeah, so we're doing a little book club with Dawn, Carolyn, and I, talking about assets, and even your media assets and your publication assets and your brand assets in business, you know, creating that digital scalable business.
Even your Rolodex. Your Rolodex is an asset.
It is an asset, right? That is, and so, you know, this is one of those nuances in language that, being in this community, we have started to, you know, realize, like, there are assets. And, but I mean, there's things that we consume that go in and out, like our time, right? And so every time we say yes to one thing, it's really saying no to everything else. And so is that the right thing that we should be doing with that moment of time? When we say yes to an opportunity, we're saying no to everything else. When we say yes, right, to even a certain client, right? Are we bringing on the right clients, you know, or one that drains us, one that fills us, or one that drains us? And it does put you in that abundance mindset. And you start looking at everything around you and on your calendar in front of you, the people and the conversations that you're having. But very importantly, we start talking about our financial assets. And, you know, as consumers, you know, the money is just in and out, right? You hear most people living paycheck to paycheck. This has been when they lost their paychecks during this time, you know, the devastation and the ripple effect that, you know, financial crisis creates. So you don't want to have something to be an emotional crisis and a financial crisis, a health crisis and a financial, like, you know, if it's financial, then it makes everything else worse. I remember hearing Raj, and he was on one of our first event, or our only first event, our first event. But he talked about that when you're having money issues, that everything else is expanded. So, you know, if you have a flat tire, right, when you've got assets and you've got your finances in place, then it's just a flat tire. But when you don't, it also turns into this other crisis, right? Your hot water tank goes, or you have something bad happens at the dentist, right? You can handle it. And so it's creating, but you've got to start with how you think about money as an asset from the get-go. So Assets Are Sexy is on Friday. We're kind of coming down to the end. So let's just do like a little, I mean, kind of rapid fire, but it doesn't have to be that rapid, but just, you know, tip of wisdom, what you want to leave people with, something to inspire them. Carolyn, can I start with you and just take a couple minutes?
What I would say is that showing up strong, we love it, that's our theme for this event. We know that showing up strong is so critical in your life. You have to show up strong. You have to be prepared. You have to be willing to be open. You have to be willing to stand up for yourself and other people. It's not always easy. When you join us on Friday, you are going to hear some of the best tips, some of the best ideas, and get the kind of encouragement that we all need to show up strong in everything that we do. So I hope that you will join us so we can get to know you, so that you can learn how to be stronger in every area of your life. You know, we talk a lot about our business, but this is show up strong in your business, show up strong in your family, in your community, in your faith life. It is every aspect of your life that's important. And when you bring that together with the power of association, you will always show up strong. So join us on Friday.
Miss Dawn.
So thank you for that, Carolyn. Ditto to what she said. And as far as your assets go with your language, language takes thoughts and makes the invisible visible. It gives form and structure to thoughts. It makes the intangible tangible. So when you are creating your assets, how you language your offer, your message, how you prepare your assets, such as your systems, your employee manuals, anything that's in your head that can be put in writing requires language. So that's a way to capitalize on an asset that you already own that's free. All you need to do is create a structured plan for putting all of these assets together and languaging it, especially in writing, because then it becomes an asset for your balance sheet, and you can stop with the profit and loss mentality and subscribe to that balance sheet mentality, which is going to allow you to create assets much faster.
We call her the wordsmith on purpose, right?
Absolutely.
Like she just
That probably should have been her award on the Angel and Tina Morning Show on the A&T Awards.
I think she got, like, it was something about words or something, wasn't it?
Oh, she was the word encyclopedia or word Wikipedia or something like that.
But we call her the word ninja. So
And I say thank you.
What about you, Angela?
Well, I think that Carolyn and Dawn have already shared some really great insights. And I just want to say thank you again so much, Angel and Tina, for having us. You know, for me, the idea of showing up strong, it's not just about, I think a lot of people think of show up strong as we're just powering through. And I love the fact that this event it's not just coming together, talking about how you power through. You know, you show up strong when you prepare, when you put the systems in place, when you've made the right connections, when you have the support system. And so that's what we're going to talk about and explore more on Friday as well. This isn't just about having conviction in your message, which is really important, or having conviction in your mission, which is critical, but it's about what are the foundational things that you can stack up for yourself to really allow you to launch that and to grow the way that you want to in order to make the impact that you want to. And that's what Assets Are Sexy is all about. This is about impact. The more people we impact and the more people they impact, the broader the reach we're all going to have. And we will have this global show up strong financial empowerment phenomenon. And that is what we want.
I love that because Angel has the right t-shirt on just for all of those words. All three of you guys kept saying impact, 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 impact. And Angel has the right t-shirt on for that today.
just lucky, really. My girlfriend Renee has a company called Testimonial Teas. And so you get to pick your word, and it's got a scripture verse that goes along with it. And so, yes, we are all making an impact. Sharon Lecter has made such an impact in the world. And I'm super excited that we got to team up and get Angela approved to take that and bring that into a whole new arena. But we can't do it without you, right? You're looking for resources, you're looking to connect, you're looking to take your business to the next level and to collaborate with a group of others that are doing the same thing. We're not in this alone. Let's do it together. So we hope to see you on Friday at the Assets Are Sexy event. I'm Angel Tussey, your media exposure specialist. If you're looking to expand your media assets, make sure that more people have heard of you, because being the best kept secret is not going to grow your business. Build your assets and build your media assets, and you can get started with your complimentary media guide at makeyourbigimpact.com. That's makeyourbigimpact.com. but mostly I can't wait to see you on Friday. Go to assetsaresexy.com and register and grab your free tickets today.
I can't wait. I'm going to be there. I'm Tina Torres, your client retention expert, also known as the gratitude specialist. And if you're struggling with building your audience or finding the right clients or even retaining those clients, I have a complimentary guide that will help you grow your audience organically online, connect and nurture those relationships authentically, and then take those relationships and turn them into paying clients. And you can grab your guide when you text the word connection to 26786. That is 26786. Thank you guys all for watching. Make sure you go and join or get on the assetsaresexy.com. We will see you guys Friday and join the community. Get the ATM. I am going to so get that because I need Chair Elector whispering in my ear every single day. But thank you guys all for watching and being our loyal fans. We are Angel and Tina on the Angel and Tina Morning Show, where we come to you live every weekday morning, being the bright start to your day. We will see you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys.
Bye.